So welcome to the F Word and Friends. I'm joined by my co-host and colleagues. Guys, this is where we take discussions in the financial industry and we can also have a debate. We don't have to agree on all the topics that we're going to discuss. But today I want to talk about the art of spending money. I know as advisors we always talk about investing and all of this stuff. So we're going to talk about the art of spending money, but we're going to start with a example or let's call it a social experiment. So I'm going to ask you a couple of questions and you, the viewer, can also write down what you would spend on the following. So just imagine this, you've got 2 million rand, you play the lotto, you have now 2 million rand. So it's money that you did not have. You still have your job, you still have everything as normal, you have 2 million rand each.
I got it at the game show, the Brug.
That was only, I did not get that much.
That's a bit overkill, I don't know.
Yeah, 2 million. Oh, I wish. All right, so you've got 2 million rand. What would you spend? And I need quick answers, so write quickly down. An all-inclusive dinner for two prepared by Gordon Ramsay himself. What would you spend on that? Don't look at each other. What would
I have 2 million rand.
What would you spend?
So I have 2 million and I can spend anything.
You
or
can spend your own
any
money
amount
as
on
well.
it.
You could spend your own money as well. You've got 2 million. This is money you didn't have. How much would you spend on an all-inclusive dinner prepared by Gordon Ramsay himself?
Not much of a foodie, but...
Right. Next one. How much would you spend on an all-exclusive paid 5 nights in Nice, France? So it's in a 5-star hotel, 5 nights in Nice, France for 2 people. How much would you spend on that? Okay, the third one for your golfers out there. How much would you spend on a 4-ball at Augusta National in Georgia, home of the Masters? We all know you can't play those, so how much would you pay for a 4-ball, 18 holes?
Way
Easy.
too much. Way
Easy.
too much.
Right.
Everything increased in value, but anyway.
Next one. For a Golden Circle ticket at a concert where Taylor Swift and Beyonce share the stage.
Can I sell my...
Can someone pay me for that?
Do you want my ticket?
How much would you pay? It's 2 tickets. So 2 tickets, so your wife might thank you for buying this.
You know what my
tickets.
mouth
Well, we're
offer
really
it,
going to
you
Nice,
know.
so I
And
mean,
then lastly, how much would you pay for a bottle of 18-year-old Macallan whiskey? It's the whiskey that Harvey Specter drinks in suit. 18-year-old Macallan whiskey. And then lastly, just a yes or no. If I asked you right at the beginning, and would you, if you invest this 2 million, but you're guaranteed for a 12% return for the next 10 years, would you do that rather? So you take the 2 million, you invest it, guaranteed a 12% return for the next 10 years. Okay, so there's no right or wrong answers, but I quickly want to hear your answers. So first of all, dinner, all-inclusive dinner. Franco, what did you play?
10 grand.
10 grand?
20.
Oh, you're definitely not a foodie.
Not a foodie.
No, I'll go less 5.
5.
Yeah.
Gordon Ramsay.
Yeah,
Okay, I
no.
would have paid more than that.
Gordon who?
What?
Okay, next one. All expenses paid. 5 nights in Nice, France.
100.
Also 100, I had 200, but it was too expensive, 100.
Yeah, also 100, yeah.
What did you
So
I
that's
say?
a
have no idea.
consensus.
What did you
I would
say?
pay more because I think it's
Yeah, but
the
you're a
value,
man of luxury.
but the value thereof would be at least, I would say, 30.
Yeah, but do
but-
you know the value? I don't know the value.
Okay, 4-ball at Augusta for the golfers. out
200.
there. For a 4-ball. See, people at home
Wow.
can't understand. 200 for 18.
No, not 200,000. No. No,
200,000
yeah,
you get it?
200,000.
Okay?
50.
160.
That's very
That's
specific.
It's
It's 40
sure.
grand a
40
pop.
grand a person.
Ah, okay.
People at home can't
That's
see you playing.
Specific, that's
You
50
golfers.
grand hours.
Yeah.
You golfers pay more for that than 5 nights in France. Okay, concert for Taylor Swift, Beyonce.
0. I'm not going. No way. I'm
John
already,
Ray-
I'm already
John
taking
Ray,
my
take
wife to
notice.
Nice. I mean,
John Ray,
I'm
take
not taking
notice.
it to Taylor
Okay.
Swift.
5,000 just because there's a value. I don't want to go, but there's a value.
Okay.
No, it's around 0 for me as well.
Brilliant.
Sorry, you know.
Okay, last
We're
one.
not going to tell
Last one, bottle of ATM whiskey.
I don't know what whiskies cost, like 5,000 rand.
Okay.
It's better than mine, 2,000 rand.
You don't know what whiskey's cost.
Yeah. Well, obviously the 18 is quite expensive. I don't know the exact price, but I went 10.
Oh, so more for whiskey than for Taylor Swift.
Okay, you're a connoisseur, so
Absolutely.
what are you
no,
paying
I
for
think-
that bottle?
I don't think 10, but I think 5, no, 8.
Oh, really?
5 to
Yeah, so
8.
it's a bit overshooting it.
Okay, lastly, if you were rather investing it, you guarantee 12% return.
Investing.
Yes.
For 12% return, guaranteed, I would say no, because I think we can do better than that.
Nice.
Okay, brilliant.
No, and I think that's what we just had here is just the thing is that everybody is different. And I think people at home won't definitely pay 200,000 for Augusta,
Yeah.
but it's you, and it's you. And I think that's the art of spending money, is knowing yourself. I think that's 100% what you have to know yourself. And there's 3 very important points here that I want to make. And when we get point number 1 is mostly people spend on trying to impress others. I think in general we look at our clients, I think we all can agree, trying to impress others. There's this one story where the 2 hikers go to the bush and then they see a bear. And then the guy ties his shoelaces and now he's going to run. And the guy said, well, you can't outrun a bear. He said, I don't have to outrun the bear, I just have to outrun you.
Yeah.
And I think that's also with spending. It's not, you don't want to be richer than the Warren Buffetts. You want to kind of just be better off than your neighbors or your friends.
That's true.
And I think if you realize that, and it's also just provides you that clarity. And is it really necessary? Who are you trying to impress? So I think that's number 1, is you want to impress those in your immediate surroundings,
Get
not
new
necessary.
friends.
Yeah, the Joneses.
Cheaper
Yeah.
friends, yeah.
We
Cheaper
get
friends.
Joneses.
Cheaper than you.
The second point, and Ramit Sethi, you know him, he said frugality. So we all know frugality. He said frugality is spending excessively on the things you like and cutting extremely the costs on the things you don't like. And I think this example explained it. So you would spend 200 on Augusta, great, but then you can't spend on other things. And I think clients need to know that it's fine to spend. You need to enjoy your money, but they know what you're giving up. There's opportunity costs in there as well. And that's about, first of all, knowing yourself.
But don't you think that a lot of people, so you said $2 million right from the start, but people want to do all those things. Some people, most people, they have the cash, they want to do that right now. I've got the cash, I'm going to go play Augusta. I've got the cash, I'm going to buy this. So all of a sudden, they just don't want to wait.
Yeah.
So now you can always say $2 million at 12%. So what's that? 240,000 Rand in the first year. Okay, then I'll go to Augusta. The next year, then I'll go and for a
It's
Taylor
a
Swift.
very important
But
point. That's on the last point, that's also, but it's a very important point. People don't want to wait. So I think once again, that's a 50, 20, 30 principle with the budget. You first have to invest. And then the rest you can spend on these nice to haves too. But just hold that thought, because the last point is on that. You had a...
I think quite a good question is who actually spent the least amount of money on their cards?
great question.
You.
I think it was me.
But very interesting.
he's
That
holding
brings
out
us
for a
to
car, yeah.
that brings us to yeah. And I wouldn't put in a car there, but your car is more expensive. But the last one, that'd be a lot of people are the opposite. They don't want to spend. And it's interesting that I asked you the question: would you reverse it, rather invest it to 2 million and forgo all these pleasures?
Yeah.
And they see a lot of with retirees. Where you accumulate, and you get so used to watching the statements, and my investments go up and up and up. But for what? It doesn't help you die with all this money. And they say that's what retirees, a lot of them struggle also with. They don't know, they save and save and save. But for what are you saving? You miss out all these fun things I just gave you. For what? To one day do it? Maybe you don't live till one day. So finding that balance, no, it is interesting.
Yeah,
So
no, it is.
Not to be too frugal with your money and not enjoying life. I think
Set
that's
goals.
also...
But you need to set goals. That's
and enjoy
financial
it,
goals.
yeah. When you reach it, enjoy it.
Absolutely, but you won't be able to enjoy it if you keep on looking at the statements without knowing there's a 5-year horizon for this investment. After 5 years, we know or believe that this will be the end value of that investment based upon the assets that we've chosen and the investment horizon. And I know this goal is to do this and that, and you've saved for it, and you use that money. And that's
Shift the
how it goes.
goalpost. I just think,
I
I
know,
suppose my
absolutely.
wealthiest client, my biggest clients, and I think you can say, they never spend their money.
Yeah.
Because now we reach, it's not enough.
Yeah.
It's not- and I keep working on it. They don't want to
Absolutely.
retire.
Can I bring something else into the story? Another equation. So a lot of people, when you think about enjoyment in life, some people like buying cars. Some people just like seeing their money grow. It's their personality. They like seeing their money grow. That actually gives them a lot of joy. So yes, they don't spend on other stuff because they actually just like
So
seeing a
it's
statement.
The safety then. But why do you like that? And I think you have to go
It's
that
not just.
social-
I don't
It's a
think it's
scoreboard.
just. I don't think it's just about that. I just think some people just enjoy. So where other people like buying cars and showing, okay, I've got money, I'm going to show you, I've got a new car. Where they just like hiding their wealth a little bit and knowing inside themselves, okay, my wealth is growing a little bit in the background, and they like seeing their money grow. It's just sort of part of their personality. I've got clients that only believe in money market funds, even for the long term. So we know long term you're not investing in a money market fund, but they like
And
the stable growth. They're happy. They don't want the volatility of the market.
No, they really are. Exactly. No,
that's
that's why I asked
what
this
it's
question.
about.
And that's, once again, every person is different. And I think realizing, and just to end off, and someone said it, but 200 years ago, he said, if the goal was just to be happy, it's easy. You can decide that. But the goal for most of us is to be happier than other people. And that's very difficult because we always think that other people are happier than they really are. So that's so just know yourself, know where you want to spend your money, and that is basically the art of spending money.
And get unhappier friends.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you. Yeah, thanks.